Quick show of hands. Who loves a thief? Anybody? How about a trail camera thief? Now I know we probably all have our own ideas on what we'd do if we caught somebody stealing one of our trail cameras, kind of like the scene depicted in the thumbnail. But let's be realistic. The probability of you being around when your trail camera is stolen, not very good. Is there any products out there that can help protect your trail camera from being stolen? Well, that is today's subject. We're going to be talking all about trail camera safety. We have a lot of different products here. We have cables, locks, straps, boxes, you name it. And we're going to be testing some of these products. How well will they hold up? Will they truly keep your trail camera safe? And that's one thing we might as well address right off the bat before we get started. I'm convinced there's nothing that can be theft proof. There's definitely theft deterrence. If somebody is absolutely bent on stealing your property, they're probably going to find a way to either steal it or destroy it. But a lot of these products are really going to help cut down, especially on the opportunist, the thief that just happens to go past, and for whatever reason there's something inside of them that just cannot leave something alone. If these products make it harder to take, or they're going to have to put considerable effort or have to leave and come back with tools, all that might help deter a thief. Again, a thief with determination probably are going to overcome that, but that's where the testing is going to come in to see exactly how much effort they're going to have to put into stealing your trail camera while using these products. So let's dive right in. Security boxes are a great way to protect your trail camera. Now, one of those problems with security boxes, not every brand or make and model of trail camera are the boxes available. There are some camera manufacturers that have their own box. Those are great not only for theft deterrent, but I have found while using trail cameras, a lot of animals can be a problem. Sometimes when your trail camera is missing, it was simply ripped off the tree by a bear, especially in our area. That can be a real problem. Other smaller critters can try and chew on your trail cameras. So having that metal security box, not only can you lag that to the tree or use a cable and cable lock that to the tree, it gives protection from somebody simply easily being able to steal your trail camera, but it also keeps the animals from easily being able to damage your trail camera. Now, it's still possible, even with a box, that a bear might be able to puncture the front of the camera by chewing on it, but it can go a long way in helping protect your trail camera. Now, cameras that do not have a commercially made box, you can DIY your own box. Now, this is a way overkill. It's extremely heavy, thick-walled metal. The downside of that is it's hard to carry around in the woods. Now, obviously, you're going to have some sort of fabrication or the ability to weld. This one's sure not pretty to look at, but it is very heavy-duty built. I use this with my wing home trail cameras. I made it that the camera fits in there nice and tight, and this extremely heavy-duty box can hold up to virtually any animal. In fact, I've had cameras survive bears chewing on this, putting quite a bit of effort in trying to get this off the tree, but the security box held up and kept that bear from damaging my camera. So again, the first line of defense is to see if your camera manufacturer has a security box available. If not, try and make one yourself or get a buddy that knows how to weld or has a DIY spirit. Where there's a will, there's a way. Get a security box on your camera. That can go a long way in protecting it. So next, and probably the most common, are cables. These are Python cables from Master Lock. They come in camo, or you can get black with yellow. Obviously, you can save a couple bucks by getting the black one. If this yellow bothers you, or whatever color they're available in, you can spray paint that. These cables can fit a wide variety of trail cameras. Most trail cameras on the back of them have a place for these Python cables. That goes a long way in securing your trail camera. Again, these lock boxes, the one I've made or commercially made ones, almost all accept these Python cables also. This is a rather inexpensive way to add security to your camera. It locks to the tree nice and tight, and it helps prevent the thief from simply coming and grabbing your camera and taking it away. Now, there are pros and cons to using cables like this. Obviously, if a person or a thief would put in enough effort, they could probably cut through this cable. There are tools available nowadays that are battery operated that would probably make pretty quick work of this. But the average person just simply walking through the woods that stumbles across your trail camera simply will not have the tools on them that'll be able to get through this. Now there are instances, like I said, that they may come back. That's a whole different story. That's a whole nother level of thief that's willing to put in that much effort. I've even heard stories of trees being cut down in order to slide this cable up off of the tree. So again, there's nothing that's theft proof. But these cables are a rather inexpensive way to give you that added assurance. If you had a cable and a security box, you can layer your protection. That's a great combo to make it even more difficult to steal your trail camera. So while these cables are pretty easy to operate, another con of them is you have to have your keys along while you're hanging your camera, or if you want to go retrieve your camera, you got to remember your keys. You can ask me how I remember that. I've hiked into many of locations far away from the vehicle, miles and miles, only to remember I don't have my keys. So you got to remember your keys if you want to use these Python cables. So as I just mentioned, those cables are great, but they do not work on every trail camera. Not every make and model is capable of using those cables. They simply just don't have the holes in the back of the camera in order to use those cables. A product I found online was called the Cam Guardian. This product's pretty unique because it uses a metal band. Now virtually every single trail camera out there can use this type banding. It's small enough it's going to fit in almost every single case. Your trail camera is going to have a place for the tree strap. You're going to replace the tree strap with this metal banding. This banding is going to keep people from easily being able to cut through it. You're simply not going to be able to come and grab the camera and twist. It has a unique locking system here. Comes with a key that when you place this around the tree, you can cinch this up tight. It has plenty of adjustments there. As you can see, you can fit on fairly large trees. After you secure this to the tree, you can simply use your key here and lock this up. Now this is an all metal base and an all metal band, and this can go a long way in helping protect your trail camera. The biggest plus again on this is it'll fit virtually any trail camera. Again, with this metal band type system, you're going to have a key. This key comes with it, obviously, and I'm not sure, just looking at it here, whether each band that they have has a different key. I'm suspicious that every single one that they sell is going to have this exact same key. That's a little bit of a negative, so keep that in mind. But this system does add some added protection and will fit virtually every single trail camera. Now sticking with the strap type system, digging online, I found a lockable cam buckle strap. Now this strap would be something that you would use as a tie down on a vehicle, and I think that's what its original purpose was. But I thought this might work for trail cameras. Now a vast majority of trail cameras, where your tree strap goes, this will fit inside it. I did find a couple of instances where the spot on the back of the trail camera for the tree strap wasn't quite big enough for this strap. This is approximately 1 inch wide, and some trail cameras only use a 3/4 inch strap. Now this strap isn't just any standard strap. This actually has metal cables running inside the strap. Now there is still some flexibility here, but it's definitely more rigid, and it's supposed to be extremely hard to cut through because it has numerous metal cables bedded inside of the strap. Now it has this locking mechanism on top of this that locks the cam buckle. You can use your key and open this up, put this around the tree, tighten it up with that cam buckle, and then lock it. Then you can no longer loosen or remove this strap. It might be a great option. They're relatively inexpensive. If the bright colors they come in bother you, you can do a quick camo job, some matte spray paint, maybe use some camo tape, cover these up and make them blend in a little bit more. Pretty inexpensive item to give it a try. Like I said, keep in mind the back of your trail camera where the tree strap goes might not fit this, so it doesn't fit 100% of the trail cameras, but I would say 80-90% of the trail cameras I own, this strap fits. Now again, probably not impossible to cut or chop through this cables inside of this strap, but definitely a theft deterrent, worth looking into. Pretty inexpensive item. So as you can see, a wide assortment of products available out there online to help protect your trail camera. Some of these, like this strap, is kind of thinking outside of the box. It definitely wasn't intended for trail cameras, but I believe it would work for that. Now, if you've seen any of my other videos on this topic, you might already be thinking about HuntingFarmer Spray Away. I'll put a link up here to a video I did on keeping your camera safe from thieves. One of the biggest takeaways from that is to keep your camera from being seen. Obviously, don't put your camera in a high traffic area where a lot of different people may be tempted to take your trail camera. Now, obviously, every circumstance is different, and you can't always place your trail camera far away from people. But in a vast majority of the situations, when you're out in the woods, simply keep it off of the trail. Many people will not see it. Another tip that I always give is to place your camera up high. If you get your camera up above normal eyesight, that's going to keep people from seeing it. And obviously, if they don't see it, they're not tempted to steal your camera. Now, obviously, having your camera up high, you're going to need some type of ladder or stick or something to climb up that high. Getting the right angle, again, can be a bit of a challenge. And then, of course, all your pictures and videos are going to be at a specific angle. High looking down isn't always the most appealing to the eyes, so you got to keep that in mind. It's where these products can come in handy. You can keep your camera down low, yet add a sense of protection to your camera. You layer or double a couple of these up. In fact, the cameras that take this cable, you could use this cable and the Cam Guardian together along with a lock box. That will really add up your protection. Use 3 different locking mechanisms. You can add in padlocks. Many cameras accept a padlock, and that'll actually keep it from being opened so people don't steal your SD card. That can be a common thing. They may leave your trail camera, but they'll open it up and steal the SD card out of it. You'll lose all your data, obviously, that was on that SD card, but you actually lose the SD card, and they cost money also. So hopefully some of these products you might be able to find useful. I'm going to be putting links down in the description. I'm not affiliated with any of these companies. I'm simply an avid trail camera user that likes to try and keep my trail cameras safe. But now onto the fun part. If you stuck around this long, we're going to try and reward you. I want to put some of these items to the test. Do they really help protect your trail camera? How much effort do you have to put into getting through or cutting through some of these cables? Realistically, what type of tools would the thief need to get through some of these systems? How well will they hold up? Let's get outside and let's get to testing. So I have some trail cameras set up here as a test. How well will these products hold up? If it looks like I picked a crappy tree, it's because I did. Some of these tests, I might get a little bit carried away. Again, this isn't going to be scientific, but it should give you an idea of exactly how much force these locks and various items will hold up to. Let's get to testing. We're going to start with this strap. So we are going to start with this strap. Again, remember, this one wasn't necessarily advertised as anything to do with trail cameras. I just thought it might work. It's a cam buckle type strap. Pros, it's easy to use. The cable or the strapping that has cables embedded inside it is 10 feet long, so it'll fit any tree you're going to come against. So that's all pros. The lock was easy to lock, and it locks that cam buckle so you can't get at the cam buckle. A con would be this is a plastic housing, although it feels pretty robust. How well will that hold up? We're about to find out. So realistically, if somebody stumbles upon this and they have no tools with them, what's one thing they might find? We're going to do a rock test. So again, this is a plastic housing, but I'm not sure how well it's going to hold up. And it actually took quite a beating there, and it actually held up better than I thought it might. You can see it's still intact. You could probably mess up that locking mechanism if you want. I might not be able to open that, but it actually survived the rock test. I'm impressed so far. So next, every hunting farmer has a pocket knife. Really, this pocket knife, how well will this cable hold up? And in fact, with just a regular knife, maybe a hunting knife, you will not easily cut through this cables. You can actually feel when you get to the cable. I'm not sure that you're going to get through that. Maybe you could. So as you can see, I definitely could cut through the strapping, but when you get to the cable, it stops it. Let's take it up 1 notch from the pocket knife. Now this isn't probably the sharpest machete in the world, but it does have an edge on it here that you can feel. We're going to give it a whack here and see if this will go through that cabling. So as you can see, the machete definitely was too much for this. Could not handle. As you can see now, the cables inside are exposed. And we were able to get through that using machete. So definitely a theft deterrent, but not theft proof. So next, we do have a Python lock. Now these are advertised for trail cameras. I mean, there's many other uses, whether it's bicycles or other property, but let's give this the rock test. So as you can see, although this housing is partly plastic and I'm a bit out of breath, it did hold up to the rock. It actually took that. I'm not even going to try with my pocket knife on this cable. I know that's not going to work. Let's jump right to the machete test and see if this cable can be cut with a machete. So as you can see, there's no way a machete is getting through this cable. This cable is definitely a lot tougher, a lot thicker than the cables that were in that strapping. Let's take it up one more notch. Let's see if it'll hold up to an axe. So with enough determination and the right tools, this cable also can be cut. This axe was able to get through that cable. So again, the machete wouldn't, but the axe did. So our next victim, product, is this Cam Guardian. Remember, this is an all metal. It'll fit on any trail camera because it uses the tree strap pockets on your trail cameras, which all trail cameras have that. Again, all metal housing. A con would be it only fits on certain diameter trees, I think 15-inch or lower. So it isn't as big as the 6 or 10 foot that the other products featured. Let's start out with the rock test. Well, it survived that. This band definitely bends some. But it did not break. Obviously, with it being all metal here, my pocket knife isn't going to do anything to it. Let's try the machete, see what happens. Again, that took some pretty serious abuse there. It bends, that metal kinks kind of and bends. I don't know if I would have continued to whack it, but I was putting some pretty serious blows on that. Let's move to the axe, see what happens. So the axe, as you know, took care of that larger cable. I'm suspicious it's going to do the same thing for this metal banding, but let's find out. So there you have it. The metal banding did give away. Obviously with an axe, it was too much for it. It handled the machete, the rock test. It all held up to that. But when using an axe, it was definitely too much for this. So hopefully you found this demonstration useful. Again, like I said, not scientific, but you can get the idea. A lot of these products are theft deterrents. They're obviously not theft proof. I don't know how many thieves are walking around the woods with an axe. But you never know, and somebody's willing to put in that much effort, and actually more effort to try and steal something than actually just going to work, earning the money and buying it themselves. Doesn't make much sense, but that's kind of where we're at today with our society. Another thing to keep in mind is that not all trail cameras are made equal. Some trail cameras definitely have heavier duty mounts in the back, even where the tree strap goes or where the cable lock goes. It's a lot sturdier housing. Other ones have a lot flimsier housing, so keep that in mind. Some thieves are willing to come and just rip your trail camera off the tree. Again, to me, it doesn't make sense because usually it damages the housing of the trail camera and it's no longer going to be waterproof, and it kind of deems it worthless. But that doesn't matter. Thieves don't make sense. But keep that in mind with your trail camera. The thicker and the sturdier the mounts can be, that can also help keep a thief from simply ripping it off the tree, even though you have it cabled or strapped or locked. So with that, I want to thank you. I appreciate you watching my videos. Again, try and keep your trail cameras safe. The best bet is to keep them camouflaged, keep them unseen and away from the thieves. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.